Real talk with Prospector. No filters, no middlemen, no BS. Just real talk.
Real talk. If you have a Valentine's Day tree up already, I hate you. In fact, let's knock it off with the trees other than Christmas trees, okay? I don't need a New Year's tree or an Easter tree or a 4th of July tree or a St. Patty's tree. Unless you're a member of the Arbor Day Society, knock it off with the trees.
This has been Real Talk with Prospector on Rock 107.
What's your brand? Northeast PA's classic rock. That's Rock 107's brand. What represents you? What do people think of when they think of you? For me, Kate, my brand's probably like anger.
I know.
When you think of Hershey, what do you think?
Chocolate.
Hershey Park, chocolate, absolutely. Philadelphia.
The Eagles.
Brutal sports fans is what I think about. Everybody needs a brand, so what's your brand, Kate?
Anxiety.
All right, what about Northeast PA's brand? That's what we need. I'm like thinking cold crackers and pizza.
I'm thinking outstanding local music.
How about you? That's what we want to know this morning. Help us out. What do you think of when you think of Northeast PA? So what is Northeast PA's brand?
Well, Helen from your Facebook said any PA should be known for excessive taxes.
Let's go to the rock lines. Rock 107. Now, I don't think I can put that on the radio, though.
Come on, man.
I never worked the beat button so fast.
Anthony from your Instagram said the WB is the birthplace of HBO and Planters Peanuts. I did not know that.
Yeah, both companies started in Wilkes-Barre. HBO, part of a test because the mountainous terrain made it well for cable systems, made it viable. And Planters Peanuts with a little cart on Public Square. Got a text. Northeast PA brand has to be very bad drivers. Very, very bad drivers. Idiots.
Brianna from your Twitter said home of the Sherman Hills obstacle course.
Okay, I like that too. We're into the rock lines. Jimmy, what is Northeast PA's brand?
Hey, I'm thinking fried Sicilian pizza, buddy. You can't go out of this area and mention fried Sicilian pizza without getting looked at like you're from Mars.
So that's the brand you think? Fried Sicilian pizza?
That's what I'm thinking.
Now I'm hungry. Frank from your Instagram said drugs, crimes, shootings, stabbings come to NPA and it's the world's largest escape room.
I kind of like that last part. World's largest escape room. That's good. Another text. Ooh, just one word. Are you ready? Potholes.
Joseph from your Facebook, and I don't even want to say this. He says, when I think of NPA, I think skank.
What is Northeast PA's brand? Rock 107.
Hey, Prospector.
Yeah.
Welcome to the construction zone.
That might be the closest to the truth we've gotten so far.
And Nancy from our TikTok said, you know, it's sad to see this area. This whole thing replied with negative responses. There's beauty in the mountains and in the rivers. There's pride in the workers of NEPA. And I know many wonderful people who are willing to step up and help others. You can get down in the mud with the problems, or you can stand tall and be positive and be part of it. Enjoy the good things.
I'll tell you what, Nancy. Thank you. Thank you for putting it all in perspective. Job in America is nurse, and the least trusted job is Diddy party planner. Researchers say nightmares are notably more common in people with anxiety disorders and depression. Speaking of nightmares, did you see the Sam Darnold performance against the Rams Monday night? Robert De Niro has a dual role as two rival mafia bosses in his upcoming movie, The Alto Knights. Great. That's what I want to see on a massive screen, an 81-year-old man whacking himself.
Making sure breaking news stays broken. Tune in tomorrow for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107. Texting and drinking is never a good idea. We've all done it, and we've all regretted it. The drunken texts you forgot you sent. Prospectors collected them in Texticated on Rock 107.
From the 305, are we allowed to hoe on the roof? Area code 817, how's Big Wiener McGee? Answer from 214, I'm going to ask you one last time to call him Matt, and he's fine, thank you very much. And from the 248, I'm sure her mom would have loved to find out her daughter has herpes via Facebook.
You hit send, and we hit the floor laughing in Texticated on Rock 107.
Area code 929 wakes up in a cold sweat at 3 a.m. 136 unread messages, and the preview on the notification is, I just got to the incest part. From the 316, my boobs are too perky to pay that much for a car. And area code 248, I'm sorry, I'm just not ready to become a vampire yet.
Proof that booze and cell phones don't mix in Text Texticated on Rock 107.
Area code 772. Want to meet at a cool spot and park just like cops side by side, and you can eat some potatoes and I can smoke a cigarette in your face. From the 701, the last time we went to a costume party, you walked around in a loincloth with a cross and said you were Jesus. I'm eager to see how much more offensive you can be. And from 773, I will come over, but only if I don't have to take my sunglasses off for it.
Hey, we found him in your telephone. In Texticated on Rock 107.
Trying to figure out the ice situation for the baby pens. It's Prospector Show on Rock 107. Good morning, I'm Prospector.
Good morning, I'm Kate. Wouldn't the world be a better place if we all took a little time to understand each other?
You know what? Absolutely it would. Let's do that. We'll spend a minute in a woman's head on Rock 107.
And a minute inside a woman's head.
That old guy is looking at me. He's checking me out. Don't look at him. That'll just encourage it. Go ahead, Grandpa. Take a picture. It'll last longer. What a creep. Ooh, who's that? His grandson? Nice butt. And he's helping his creepy old grandpa get up out of his chair. What a nice guy. I should be with him. But then Grandpa would stare at me while he gums a turkey leg at Thanksgiving. But I could stare at grandson's butt while he's helping his mother out with the dishes. Oh, he's that kind of guy. He'd help. I can tell. He's wonderful. Except he's got the creepy gene. Too bad. We would have been so happy.
And that was another episode of 1 Minute Inside a Woman's Head.
Prospector, I think we should spend some time making fun of the men, too.
Absolutely we should. It's coming up after the break. 107 loud and clear in Red Rock on 107.7 FM.
Driven by Sherwood Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, and Tunkhannock, and online at sherwoodchevrolet.com.
Time to spend a couple of seconds in a man's head on Rock 107.
And now it's time for another episode of A Few Seconds Inside a Man's Head.
Man, she's smoking. Oh, should I not be staring? I mean, it's not like I'm catcalling here. I don't want to be creepy. Wait, she's staring at me too. Yeah. Oh, she's staring at my son. Ugh, I'm old.
And that was another episode of A Few Seconds Inside a Man's Head.
How addicted are younger folks to texting? There's a decent chance that they even use it to say, hand me that pen. It's Prospector Show on Rock 107. Kate, you're younger than me. Explain this.
All right. A poll on Office Chit Chat found 20% of workers today are more comfortable communicating over text or email than face-to-face.
Okay.
That includes 40% of Gen Z.
Now, I can imagine if someone from Gen Z ever did a hostage negotiation, it'd probably be a text. Please, PLS, release hostage, THX. Thanks.
Thanks. Yeah. That's my favorite way to spell things. 40% of them will do it when they're sitting near the person that they're texting just because it's more convenient.
So you're telling me it's more convenient to type out, can you hand me that report, than to just, I don't know, move your face hole, open your mouth? What's next? Testing your spouse in bed? Hey, roll over. You're snoring. That would be you are, by the way.
70% overall admitted they struggle to make conversation with coworkers when they run into them in the office kitchen and or elevator.
I mean, I get that part. Sometimes small chit chat can be a little tough.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to anyone in the elevator here. 28% even avoid the kitchen altogether because they're worried they'll get into a situation where they have to make chit chat.
You're dodging the fridge like it owes you money or like you owe it money or something. You know what's in there? Your Tupperware, your sad little leftovers. You don't even want to face that. You're like, no, I'll starve. It's better than saying, how was your weekend to somebody? It doesn't make sense.
I think I'm the exception to this rule because I'm constantly nagging everyone. In other words, water cooler talk might be dying out, even though most of us agree it's beneficial in ways. 51% think small talk around the office improves communication, and 48% thinks it boosts morale.
See, the problem is Gen Z, they don't even have water coolers anymore. They've got an app called Hydrate Sync, and you log in, and it sends a virtual sip to your coworkers. I get it. You don't want to hear Brenda complain about the copier, fine, but don't come crying to me when you're missing out on Karen's third divorce drama. Small talk is how we find out Karen's on Tinder again.
Life's pretty tough right now. There's plenty of bad news, but it's not all bad. It's time for the brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
How mad would you be if you had this and gave it away? A family in Michigan did a white elephant gift exchange for Christmas, and one of the gifts was a lottery ticket that ended up hitting for $500,000. 25-year-old Emily Hitchcock got the ticket, but not until after the exchange was over. She got a flashlight that her dad bought, and he wanted it back, so they swapped. Her cousin bought the ticket. Emily says she is sharing some of the money with them and her dad.
Thanks. We needed that. The brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107. Ladies and gentlemen, grab the kids, call your neighbors, and gather around the radio.
It's now time to announce the winner of Prospector's Jam Bag of the Day, as decided by you at rock107.com.
We uncover the most baffling, ridiculous, pathetic, cockeyed, laughable, preposterous blunders in the world of misdeeds. Nominee number 1.
Are you a horse lover? Not like this guy. Cops in Polk County, Florida, arrested a 53-year-old man named Donald Calloway after he tried to have sex with a horse's nose. Now, thankfully, the horse is okay. This happened the day after Christmas, but they just shared the details. His own girlfriend turned him in. She called cops after she found Donald standing next to the horse and pleasuring himself. She said he had his junk near the horse's head, and it was obvious what he was trying to do. She also got some of it on video. Donald eventually admitted to it, told police he hadn't gotten lucky in probably 2 months, and described it as a sexually frustrated moment. He also called it a dumb decision. Thankfully, the horse is fine. Her name is Raven, and she wasn't injured, at least not physically. One report says she's 24 years old, another says 28. He's facing charges for sexual contact with an animal.
Nominee number 2.
Fruit and Coke seem like a decent snack unless the fruit is stolen and the Coke is cocaine. A Verona, Pennsylvania Police Department official says officers patrolling the Verona Giant Eagle around 8:40 p.m. Saturday saw a highly intoxicated man, possibly under the influence of drugs, enter the store and leave shortly after. An officer checked on the man and saw him attempt to use cocaine in a parked vehicle in the lot. Ethan Murphy, 25, of Indiana, PA, was taken into custody and cocaine was seized. Officers also found drug-related paraphernalia and partially eaten strawberries that were stolen from the Giant Eagle store in his vehicle. Murphy faces multiple drug-related charges, retail theft, and public drunkenness.
And the winner is
the Florida pervert who tried to have sex with a horse's nose. You're the Yam Bag of the Day, and we'll move on to Friday's Yam Bag of the Week competition. Keep it here for all the nominees for Prospector's Yam Bag of the Day, weekday mornings on Rock 107. 10 a.m. on Rock 107 or online at rock107.com or the Rock 107 app. A free download for your Android or iPhone. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss Prospector's Prime Cuts.